Welcome to the deep dive. Today, forget wading through tons of sources. We're doing focused look, a deep dive into one amazing story source, Ferdowsi's Shahnameh.
That's right.
Think of this as, your quick guide to understanding one of its most incredible figures, the Simurgh.
Absolutely. The Shahnameh, the Persian Book of Kings,
Yeah.
it's, well, it's more than just old stories, isn't it? It really digs into human nature, duty, the mystical.
Mm-hmm.
And the Simurgh is kind of central to some of its biggest ideas.
Exactly. So this isn't just some giant bird, with pretty feathers. Our source shows the Simurgh represents wisdom, compassion, maybe even a kind of divine help in that ancient Persian world.
That's a good way to put it.
We'll explore its key roles, especially with Zal and his son, the famous hero Rostam. So yeah, get ready for a trip to mythical mountains and finding the meaning behind a magical feather.
Okay, let's start by picturing this creature. Where does it live? The source says the mythical Alborz Mountains. So high up, so remote, humans basically can't get there.
Right, which immediately tells you something, doesn't it? It suggests a being beyond the ordinary, in a place of, well, potential, greater understanding maybe.
I think so. And the source mentions it has extraordinary powers, boundless knowledge. It's not just physically impressive, it's profoundly intelligent.
And the look of it. Vibrant, colorful feathers, each one supposedly having healing or even miraculous abilities.
Yeah, like its whole being just radiates this sacred power. But crucially, it's described as having a kind heart. It tends to help, worthy people when they're really in trouble.
Which naturally leads us to its first big moment in the Shahnameh. The story of Zal. Now, Zal's interesting, son of Sam Nariman, a great Iranian warrior, but his birth, well, it was a bit shocking.
It really was. Zal was born with hair as white as snow, and in that culture, that kind of anomaly caused real fear in his father, Sam. Omens were a big deal.
A very big deal. So unsettling that Sam, according to our source, made a truly awful decision. Thinking his son was cursed or touched by, I don't know, darkness, he ordered the baby Zal abandoned, left on Mount Alborz. Just imagine, an infant alone on a mountain.
It's brutal. But that's the moment, that total helplessness, when the Simurgh appears. It hears the baby's cries from its nest high up.
And it doesn't just ignore it.
No, what's amazing is the immediate compassion, this supposedly cursed child. The Simurgh swoops down, rescues him, takes him to its nest.
So this powerful mythical bird becomes essentially a parent. The source says the Simurgh raised him food, protection, but also wisdom and knowledge. It's like the Simurgh saw something in Zal that his own father missed.
Exactly. Zal didn't just survive up there, he thrived. He grew into the strong, wise, handsome young man, all under the Simurgh's care. Meanwhile, his father, Sam, well, he felt immense regret. He missed the son he'd thrown away.
And then, like in so many epics, there's a dream, right? Sam sees Zal as alive and well in the Alborz, so full of remorse, he journeys there.
Which leads to this incredibly emotional reunion right there in the Simurgh's nest.
What's striking about the Simurgh here? Its reaction.
Well, it's the generosity, I think. It doesn't try to keep Zal even after raising him. It just lets him go. Hands it back to his father. That's quite something. Understanding and letting go.
But not empty-handed. The Simurgh gives Zal a parting gift, one of its feathers, a magical one.
Yes. And the words it says are key. The source makes that clear. Something like, if you ever need help, burn this feather. I will come.
That's more than a gift. It's a promise, a direct connection to this powerful being.
Precisely. A tangible link.
Yeah.
And it shows the Simurgh's ongoing commitment to Zal. Our source really stresses this feather isn't just symbolic. It's crucial foreshadowing for future dangers Zal and his family will face.
Which brings us neatly to the next major story, the birth of Rostam. This starts with Zal falling in love with Rudaba, but their happiness faces a huge test with Rudaba's pregnancy.
Yes, it was a very difficult, actually life-threatening pregnancy. The baby, Rostam, was just incredibly large. Rudaba was in agony. Her life was genuinely at risk. A real crisis point for Zal.
You can imagine his desperation. He's already been abandoned, miraculously saved. Now his wife is potentially dying. And that's when he remembers, right? The feather.
That promise.
Yeah.
In his total anguish, Zal takes the feather and burns it. And just like it promised, the Simurgh appears instantly. It descends right there.
But the help it offers, it's not just like a magical flash of light, is it?
No, and this is fascinating. The Simurgh gives very specific, practical, almost medical advice. It blends the mythical and the, well, pragmatic.
How so?
It reassures Zal, then tells him exactly what to do. give rutabaga wine to sedate her, then perform a specific incision to deliver the baby.
Wow.
Yeah, it's essentially describing an ancient form of cesarean section. It even gets a name from it, Rostamzad, linking it directly to Rostam's birth. Makes you think about the knowledge in these old stories.
And it didn't stop there.
No, the source says the Simurgh also instructed them on stitching the wound, using special medicinal herbs for healing. A whole package, really.
So a complete approach.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Miraculously. Rostam is born healthy, Rutabaga survives, all thanks to the Simurgh's intervention. And this is huge, obviously, for Iran's future, because Rostam becomes their greatest hero. His birth was essential.
So the Simurgh isn't just Zal's savior. This connection, born from abandonment, it really lasts. And the source points out other times the Simurgh helps, even protecting Rostam later on.
That's right. Rostam, despite being this legendary warrior, gets wounded sometimes, really badly. Wounds that normal healing can't fix.
And in those moments,
Zal remembers the promise, burns the feather again.
and the Simurgh comes.
Every time. Appears, uses its feathers, not just to heal the wounds, but seemingly to, completely revitalize Rostam, brings him back from the edge.
Incredible.
And there are also accounts mentioned in the Shahnameh where the Simurgh gives Rostam tactical advice. Wise counsel for winning battles. It's like a constant guardian angel almost, looking out for Zal's whole family line.
It really cements the Simurgh as this consistent source of wisdom and help in their biggest crises. The story seems to be saying that even when things look impossible, help can come from unexpected, even mythical places, right?
Absolutely. And it's important to look beyond just the plot points. The Simurgh carries huge symbolic weight in Persian culture. It's more than just a character.
Our source talks about this, how it symbolizes wisdom, yes, but also liberation and connection to the divine. It's quite layered.
Definitely. Think about when it appears in the Shahnameh. It's always when hope is almost gone, when humans have reached their limit. They need something bigger.
The Simurgh is that something bigger. It embodies hope when things look darkest.
Exactly. And even where it lives, those high Elborz mountains, that's symbolic too, like a higher realm of truth, of knowledge, away from the messiness of the world.
Untouched by human limits.
Right. And the feathers themselves, they become symbols of that hope, tangible proof that miracles can happen. One feather holds so much possibility.
It's amazing how deeply this figure is woven into the culture. Our source even connects it to Persian mysticism. Attar Nishapuri's The Conference of the Birds.
Ah, yes. Where the Simurgh is basically an allegory for God, for the divine itself.
Yeah.
Which just underlines its deep, enduring spiritual meaning. It's not just a cool fantasy creature in an epic. It taps into profound, philosophical, even religious ideas. That longing for something transcendent.
So when we wrap all this up, think about the Simurgh's journey through the Shahnameh. What's the core message? What stays with you?
I think fundamentally it's a powerful reminder that wisdom and compassion, they aren't just nice ideas. They're active forces that can genuinely help us navigate life's biggest problems.
You see it in action, right? Saving Zal, making sure Rostam is born, protecting the family.
Exactly. It demonstrates those principles.
It kind of offers this comforting idea, doesn't it? That even when things feel really hard or just plain unkind, there's potential for guidance, a force for good, maybe external, maybe internal, that can offer support.
Precisely. The Simurgh's presence in these ancient tales is, well, it's a strong reminder that even for us today, when we face things that feel overwhelming, there's always a possibility of hope. A way forward, lit by wisdom. It's always there.
Well, listener, we really hope this deep dive into the Simurgh story from the Shahnameh gave you some interesting things to think about, maybe a little bit of wonder too. It's quite a testament to the wisdom in these old stories.
And we hope you might think about that idea. A guiding force in your own life. Maybe it's not a giant mythical bird, obviously, but maybe it's, intuition. Or a mentor, or just a moment of clarity when you need it.
Yeah. And on that note, here's a final thought for you to mull over. What magical feather might represent hope or resilience or that key turning point for you when you face your own challenges? Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.